Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mampulo from Mampulo's Corner. Renee Omaisa. Guys, one of the company called NEOI don't do pool. The pool be say they just carry some investigation, some sampling side to see how this election go come 2023. Who then go vote more, who then not go vote more. In fact, the mind of the people when it comes to who will be our president come 2023. My people, let's see the result of the opinion poll. Watch. When they see the result, from the result you can see say now Peter Obi now they on top of Labour Party. Peter Obi got a total of 21%, as you can see from the first column there. Then followed by Bola Ahmed Tinubu 13% and Atiku 13%. So Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku they the same bracket. No wonder they say PDP and APC are the same. Say no different. So Peter Obi the lead. As for that opinion poll, NOI made recently, just came out recently. He dey hot now. Now they rain for internet. Peter Obi they lead them. Let's analyze this thing. If you see the first column there, now Peter Obi own be that one. The total one in get now 21%. If you go to Northeast, you get 4%. If you go to North Central, you get 16%. If you go to Northwest, you get 8%. If you go to Southeast, you get 68%. While not too much. If you go to South, you get 46%. If you go to Southwest, you get 12%. When they say this one and a poor ranking, now it be first here. The second row there, you will see Bola Ahmed Tinubu, APC. The total one he got 13%. From Northeast, he got 18%. From North Central, he got 16%. From Northwest, he got 15%. From Southeast, he got 0. Well, not too much. Then from South, he got 2%. From Southwest, he got 18%, which is his own Yoruba. He can't come out for second position. Now, if you go to the third position, Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, he got 13%, as you see for screen here. Then for Northeast, he got 28%. From North Central, 9%. From Northwest, he got 20%. From Southeast, he got 1%. From South, 6%. From Southwest, now 4%. He can't come out the third. The third one, he come out now joint second, now that they call him. So two of them are the same position. Now, the person one supposed to be, let me say, now he be third now overall. Is called Kwankwaso of NNPP. Kwankwaso get only 3% in total. Now be the man when Obi they talk, come let me elevate you, come and join Labour, let's do coalition, let's join together. I say no, pride no grab. Pride no grab. He say now be NNPP. Now they be the highest. Now they be like, see pool come and now 3 you day. You know even near anything. For the Northeast, now 3%. North Central 2%. Northwest 9%. Southeast 0 of course. South 1. Southwest 1. Now 4 to come and 3% you get for the whole total. Now you be the one that one with the talk say, come and join, let's elevate you. Let's see whether you go there relevant. You say no, you know, you don't want to join Labour. You say make Obi come join you for NNPP. Make Obi a whole Obi will be the first come join you. Now they never leave you. Where are thou now? Where you there now? You never choke you. Now, when all this party, APC, PDP, and this Kwankwaso party, NNPP, comes say this poll come out, all of them come they restless. Now, so all of them they say, oh, the pool is null and void. The pool is not represent anybody. The pool does not represent reality on ground. In fact, make I not talk too much. Let's watch the video.
Thank you so much, everyone. Reactions have continued to trail a poll report released by ANAP Foundation done in partnership with NOI Poll. The poll shows that the 2023 presidential election is a 3-horse race between the candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, All Progressives candidate Bola Tinubu, and the PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar. According to the result of the poll, which was commissioned by the ANAP Foundation and conducted by NOI, the polls are limited. Mr. Obi is leading the race with 21% of the votes in the poll. His votes give him an 8% lead over APC's Tinubu and PDP's Atiku Abubakar, who each got 13%. They are in joint second race in the votes to end up as runner-up in the lead to the 2023 election. Now, the presidential candidate of the Nigeria People's Party, Kwankwaso, was fourth with 3% of the votes. Now, APC campaign has been reacting, and we're already seeing reaction from other political parties. Let's get their reactions and make sense of what these polls mean and whether there's any effect on the presidential election of 2023. I'm being joined by spokespersons of 3 political parties, in exception of Labour Party, because they have the advantage in this one. So let's get reactions. We have joining me virtually Mr. Bayo Ononuga, a spokesperson of the Tinubu and the APC Presidential Campaign Council. He joins us from Ijebu-Ode. And here also we have Mr. Honorable Abdulmumin Jibrin, a former member of the House of Reps and a spokesperson of the NNPP and the Kwankwaso Presidential Campaign Council, as well as Dr. Daniel Boala, a lawyer and the spokesperson of the Atiku and the PDP campaigns organization. Thank you so much indeed, gentlemen, for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Perhaps I should begin from where it seems to have hurt the most, and that will be for the NNPP. You are being categorized as, in fact, out of the race, because the race has been described as a 3-horse race. And how does your principal feel about it and your party?
Well, let me correct that statement. We are not hot in any way. Absolutely, we are not hot. In fact, coming to this program, I was contemplating not to come, because coming here, we've made the people who promoted the pool to achieve what they want to achieve, because all they want to do is to put it in a public conversation. We continue to talk about it, creating the image as if Obi is very much right. But let me say this. NOI in 2015, projected clearly that Jonathan is going to win the election. Jonathan lost the election. Many other work that they've done, all have been proven wrong. There is no any work that they've done where you can say that the projections are right or anything. Well, that is the extent that I will go in giving any recognition to that statement. It's absolutely false. It's not a representation of a reality on ground, particularly if you are talking about the northern part of the country. Repeatedly, I've said this. And in a matter of 3-4 months, the facts will emerge. Rabiu Kwankwaso has the northern part of Nigeria locked down. And let me say this. Apart from northern part of the country, the 2 other parties, even though we are not here to discuss two other parties, the case of APC is damaged already. And that is why you see what APC does is to run its campaign around Asuwaju, whom I believe that he is a good pilot. But the problem is not Asuwaju, the problem is a party. The party is damaged. So it's like saying you have a good pilot and you have a bad aircraft. So what APC is asking Nigerians to do is to go and fly in a bad aircraft because they have a good pilot. It is not going to. It's not going to work. The 2 parties, including the one of my very good friend Boala, PDP and APC are in a mess.
Interestingly, both of you are product of the APC.
Well, you can say for me, I was a product of the PDP, then the APC, then of course NNPP. Some people think it has a disadvantage going around, but it has a major advantage because I have seen PDP, I have seen APC, and now I'm in NNPP. The major difference between APC and PDP is that PDP is damaged, APC is damaged, but PDP is saying, yes, we agree we are bad, but we are better than APC. Now, the point is that when the chips are down in January, when the fireworks really gets to its peak, the reality will come up. What people keep saying is that Kwankwaso doesn't have a reach in the southern part of the country. We don't like to pretend. Where he has completely locked down is northern part of the country. But we're making sufficient inroad in the southern part of the country. That is enough to make us win the next election.
The comments against your party saying your candidate is a regional candidate?
He's not a regional candidate.
But you said you have
every candidate has where he has dominance. For instance, if you talk about Asuwaju, I don't think anybody who is wasting his time, Yorubas are not stupid. They will vote him in the presidential election. But we as NNPP will be able to get some chunk of vote, particularly Lagos, Ibadan. We're making sufficient inroad. But at the end of the day, Asuwaju will still take it. Yorubas will still vote. They will vote theirs. The only place Obi will demystify structure is in the southeastern part of the country. That is where, whether he has a structure or he doesn't have a structure, he will make an impression because the Labour Party and their candidate are divided divisive elements. And all they have done is just to divide Nigeria. That's why they can never win the election.
Let me bring in Mr.
PDP, let me conclude. For
PDP,
they will have a pinch of little here and there.
You do the talk.
Make them win the election.
Let me allow Mr. Bola to.
You do the talk.
Both of you, interestingly, very good friends of Bola Tinubu. Right. At one point, you were even working for him,
yes,
but you find yourself on the other side.
Certainly.
So the poll, how does it come to you? Is it a surprise?
No, well, to answer the first one, if your house is on fire, everybody looks for safety, and that's why I left APC to PDP. But you don't have much time. Let me quickly attack the issue of the poll. Now, a normal poll that will attract credibility will be a poll that clearly, in one breath, as you release the report, you must also release the sample size and the margin of error. These are basics. Mm-hmm. Because the sample size and the margin of error will help in identifying whether the polling was actually carried out correctly or not. Then you can stretch further to ask for the sampling. Was it done by a phone call? If it was done by a phone call, then the people who didn't have phone probably were not part of the polling. You also go to the extent of asking the demographics and then the place where the polling was carried out. I know they said it's a random sampling. But then, because of the result, I am tempted to believe that this polling was carried out online. Because Peter Obi online has a measure of people who are very active for him, much more than the other candidate. And I will tell you why. Because there was an algorithm search and algorithm and data analytics that was carried out that came up with the finding that 57.5% of people who follow Peter Obi and engage for him on social media do not live in Nigeria. In fact, majority of whom are bots on Twitter. They are not real human beings. If you take away 57.5% of the people who are active for him, who probably live abroad and they don't have voters card, they are likely not to come to vote, then what it means is that Peter Obi is basking in the euphoria of hallucination.
It's all right.
And this polling is a true reflection of that. I will not even go deeper to talk about the pollsters that they are surrogates of Peter Obi. But the interesting thing you can find out from the result is that if you look at, they say there's a finding from 46 years to 59 and 61 above are the ones, the most, that say they are willing to vote. Meanwhile, Peter Obi's report says that Peter Obi's movement is that he has the millennials and the demographics of the young people. So how do you juxtapose this? In the polling, they said older people are the ones that are showing excitement to vote, but in real life, he is saying that his strength is drawn from the community of young people. If you ask anybody who understands data and analytics and statistics, they will tell you that it is not possible for you to release a polling result without giving the sample size and margin of errors. There are deeper things you can go into that. Then with respect to the second point, when you talk about the chances of a political party, if you look at all the other political parties, you will see you have rightly asked the question. They all lean towards a particular geopolitical zone. For a candidate to become a president in Nigeria, that person must score the highest majority of the lawful vote cast and must have at least 25% in 24 states of the federation. While, for example, NNPP is saying we are making inroad into the east, PDP is saying we are already there. While Labour are saying we are trying to make inroad into the north, PDP is saying we're already there.
Is that right?
While NNPP are saying we are likely to have a problem with the East because of Peter Obi is there, PDP is even making the bold statement to say we are not only there, but we're dominant and controlling there because as I speak to you today, and you can verify, there is not a single stakeholder in the entire Southeast that is supporting Peter Obi. It is still the social media people. And that is why I even released a tweet today to say that this manipulative strategy that is reflected in the form of polling is to give Nigerians a false sense of belief that Peter Obi is active or stands a chance. And like I told you about, for you to become a president, you must have the highest vote and 25% in 24 states. Peter Obi, if he's able to win 3 states in Nigeria, I will throw the biggest party for him.
All right, let's allow Mr. Onanuga, who speaks for the APC and Bola Tinubu, to weigh in. Mr. Onanuga, give us a sense of how this comes to your team and your party, and of course your candidate, knowing that the poll is not in your favor and you come a distant second with that percentage. Is this a lesson for you to work harder?
No. You see, Sheung, honestly, I do not want to dignify that poll with any comment. We've already released a statement about how we feel about the opinion poll. Well, it's not an opinion poll, really. There was no poll conducted. From the result that we saw, the summary that they gave, I believe some people just sat down somewhere and concocted a so-called poll. If we look at it, the way you have to dismiss it is this. Look at under Southwest. The NOI poll gave our candidates 18% in the Southwest. That is our candidate's own base. How can anybody sit anywhere? You don't even need to do any opinion poll to know that that is the stronghold of our candidate. And then they went to the Northeast and gave our candidate again 18%.
They gave.
Whereas the same people gave Peter Obi for a 64% in the Southeast.
Gave.
You can see that there's no logic in this thing. The Southwest will back our candidate because it's just a good candidate. It's the best on the field. And that's why you're going to get the support of the Southwest. So, as far as we are concerned in the APC, that poll is only meant for the trash can. It's not something that we should waste our time actually debating or talking about.
Well,
it's not scientific poll. It's not computer. It's just a mere trash.
Those who conducted the poll says it's based on science. Sometimes science.
It cannot be based on science.
Now the question is, Mr. Jibrin here has said that your party is in tatters. The party is in trouble. And that your party is like a broken aircraft with a good pilot, which is your candidate. How do you react to that?
Well, that's his own opinion, but it's wrong. Our party is very, very strong. Our party is in a pole position to win this election.
Guys, when I don't watch video, when I don't see argument and analysis, as long as I'm concerned, only one person even get a little bit of analysis there. Now be that PDP guy. When they represent PDP. You see the Kwankwaso and the APC. They're on their own. I don't know what they are talking about there. These are baseless arguments. The PDP guy that was talking about the sample size, the error margin, and the modality of the sampling, I understand what he's talking about. You know, whether the sample is from online, whether it's coming on phone, and all that, to see the kind of people that conducted or that participated in the poll. I can understand that. Now, all the argument is that, oh, all P2B people are online. All P2B people are online. Are you people still kidding me up to this point? All those when you see 1 million match Anambra, 1 million man Jos, 1 million man this state, 1 million man Ibadan, 1 million man Safara. All those things when you see 1 million match everywhere. So none of those are not be real people. Now Twitter and Facebook be all those ones. And online people, you share those crowd for Enugu, for Imo, for everywhere, for Ebonyi State. So no online people be other one. Not the only Southeast though, everywhere for Delta, everywhere. So the online people be that one. I don't know. I don't say the online. And the PDP guy come make another argument and say P2B talk, say all in majority of in on the people when they support and na youth. How come say the opinion pool come say now more of the age people or older people we are more interested to vote for P2B? Say how do you just oppose that? How do you reconcile that? I can't tell that to you, don't understand. You don't know, say we one day abroad. Say people one day home. When you say now here we send them money, we have influence over them. You don't know. You don't know some of those people one day abroad when you say they don't go vote. Some of them now you to one day abroad. Then they all like they have influence when they call their people back home. One be older people. You don't know say they have influence. Say, oh my mama, now who you go vote now Peter Obi Labour. You don't know say that fit talk and tell them. You don't know say that fit tell their elder uncle. When they send money every time. So please, when you want to vote for presidency, vote for Peter Obi, and that will transcend into old men or old people knowing more of Peter Obi and wanting to vote Peter Obi. You don't know. You don't know that. You don't know that this thing will transcend from social media. Leave social media, can't go live or on ground. They go on ground. You don't know see all those people, all those obedient when they go street to street. When they educate old women for inside market. When they educate old women inside their family, when they educate old women for street, you know the same message they go along. You people are living in denial. And I'm afraid that I don't know how to help you at this time. Most of these social media campaign have left social media, is now on ground in Nigeria. And every age bracket is receiving the message. They are receiving the message, if you don't understand. So in summary, Obi is leading the way. And I can tell you, you see this opinion poll, it's a very correct one. Don't deceive yourself. It's a very correct one. Another one will come again. You go see how powerful Obi will become. By the day, Obi and Obidient movement and Labour Party, they are waxing strong. Guys, if you love what we are doing, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, even on TikTok. All our Mapolos gonna love you guys. Peace out.